So you've probably heard condo prices across Metro Vancouver are coming down. In fact, the price index dropped about 33,000 from last September. Great news for buyers. But what about here in the Tri-Cities? Did condo prices drop in September too? That's what I'm here for. I'm George Chan and I post Tri-Cities market updates every month so you can follow the numbers without the noise. If that's your thing, hit subscribe and stay updated. Now, here's the bad news for condo sellers in the Tri-Cities because prices dropped across the board in September. Port Moody fell the most, down about 47,000 from last year. Port Coquitlam was down around 35,000 and Coquitlam down roughly 34,000. Benchmark prices now sit around 775,000 in Port Moody, 745,000 in Coquitlam, and 606,000 in Port Coquitlam. That puts prices basically back to late 2023 levels. Any gains from 2024 gone. 2024 was already a slow year and most people expected 2025 to be the rebound. And to be fair, it was starting to bounce back early this year until elections hit and stalled the momentum. But hey, if you thought you missed out on the market dips in 2023 and 2024, and you wished you had a second chance, well, congratulations, because your wish came true. It's really happening right now. Two-bed condos were the main movers. They sold for about 835,000 in Port Moody, 705,000 in Coquitlam, and 615,000 in Port Coquitlam. Prices came in below asking between 97.7% in Port Moody and 96.7% in Port Coquitlam. That's roughly 2.3 to 3.3% off list price. That's more flexibility than last year when sellers were only giving up about 1 to 1.5%. If you bought a two-bed condo last month for 700,000 and negotiated 3% off, you'd save roughly about 21,000. That's enough for a full kitchen renovation, new appliances, new floors, or even a full bathroom rental. So one-bed condos are even more affordable. They sold for around 547,000 in Port Moody, 505,000 in Coquitlam, and 452,000 in Port Coquitlam. These sellers were even more flexible, selling between 95 and 96% of asking. That's 4 to 5% off the list price. And a year ago, they were only selling 1 to 1.6% below asking. So if you bought a one-bed condo for 500,000 and negotiated 5% off, you'd save roughly $25,000. Condo sales hit 75 in Coquitlam, 18 in Port Moody, and 29 in Port Coquitlam. Compared to last year, that's down in Coquitlam and Port Moody, but up in Port Coquitlam. Active listings ended September at 570 in Coquitlam, 176 in Port Moody, and 122 in Port Coquitlam. That's up across the Tri-Cities from last year. So how active is the condo market? For two-bed condos, the sales to active listings ratio or absorption rate is sitting around 10 to 11% in Coquitlam and Port Moody. That's buyer's market, more listings than sales. For Port Coquitlam, they stand up with 26%. That's high, but it just might be a short-term blip. As we are in the fall market and heading into winter, buyer and seller activity typically slows down. Fewer sales, fewer new listings, and more sellers taking properties off the market. Prices usually come down this time of year, and condos tend to sell a bit further below asking. That's the seasonal pattern. Market activity usually picks up again in January, and we saw it happen this year when condo prices shot up to 685,000, recovering from the dips between 2022 and 2024. Basically matching prices from May 2022. That's just around the time when the interest rates were starting to go up. So if you're thinking about buying a condo, think of the season like Black Friday sales for real estate. Do you want to catch the deal or pay full price later? First-time buyers, if you are thinking about buying, figure out what's holding you back. Talk to professionals, ask questions, and if you need a hand, reach out. Send me your questions or concerns and I'll address them. Because when this market recovers, it will move fast and you could get priced out again. If you're selling, price it right, show it well, and stay flexible. And if you're upsizing, remember, You'll also be buying at a discount, so focus on your net gain, not just your sale price. I hope you found this update helpful. If you'd like to see what your condo is worth, reach out to me anytime. My contact details in the description below. Thanks for watching. George Chan here. See you in the next one.